Tell us what you got.
What do I got? A few months back, I met a guy named Kyle Mock, who runs a company called Athletes Brand. And what he does is he runs campaigns with athletes, not just baseball people, but softball players, soccer players, And simple idea: you design a T-shirt that you think is a cool looking T-shirt that kind of revolves around a foundation or a cause you want to help. You put it on sale on this website for 2 weeks. Try to drum up as much interest as you can for it through social media, anything you can really do for it. And you just have a launch, and you just see how many you can sell in a couple of weeks, and raise as much money as you can for said cause. It's a pretty simple thing, and that's what we have going on right now. Ours launched on July 18th, and we'll go to August 1st, I believe, or 2nd. And but because I was going to be back in Chicago, I figured why not try to get some extra buzz on this and get some extra sales here, So then we started planning out some things in the ballpark. I did think to have a patio bar. And on Tuesday night, I'm going to do some suite visits where we had some suites donate money, and I'm going to deliver some shirts for them and all that. And we're benefiting the Sensory Processing Disorder Foundation. So that's it.
How can we help?
Get online, buy a shirt, please.
Give us some. Where do we go?
athletesbrand.com/Paul. At that address, it'll give you every way to how to buy it and all that, but it'll also give you the whole backstory much better than I just gave it to you. It'll give you a lot of information on sensory processing disorder itself. The design of the T-shirt, the meanings behind it, all those different things, and some links to different things that are kind of cool. So again, it's a pretty simple idea, pretty simple thing. We're just trying to touch as many people as we can and raise as much money as we can to help out some families that need it.
Right.
It's pretty personal.
Yeah, my older boy Nick deals with it, and we were lucky because with him at 3 years old, he's 10 now. At 3 years old, we discovered that with therapies and all that, that he had any issues and was having any issues. Other families, this disorder can be misdiagnosed and be missed for a lot of different reasons. And unfortunately, one of the things, and this is kind of probably the trick we want to raise money for it, is that it's kind of not recognized quite yet, like say autism or something along those lines. So what happens is a lot of parents know their children have this going on, but also know they're going to have to come on pocket 100% to pay for the therapies. A lot of families just can't do that. So it becomes a choice, and sometimes they can't. A lot of times they can't do it. So the kid goes untreated. That's just not right. So we're just trying to do as much as we can do, throw money into it, donate some money to say, hey, maybe this will help out 4 families, maybe this will help out 1 family that has an extreme case. But again, I was lucky, really fortunate enough that we could get the treatment and therapies we needed, and away we went. But that's not the case for everybody.
How was retired?
Good. Yeah, I mean, I think the first year is great from the standpoint of you just go nuts with everything that you never do, traveling, and just the attitude of it all. It's just very like, it's like the last day of school. Like the school year, you just can't wait to get out and go crazy. Then you kind of settle in, and you're like, okay, here comes the year is past now, and you kind of realize that you're doing a lot of the same things over again. And I think the key to it is just always kind of having something out in front of yourself. If you don't have a job, or you don't have to have a job, if you campaign like this, it could be really anything. It could be about wanting to stay in shape in a certain way, or a trip you might have. I think the key is always having, at least in my early calls, that as long as you're always working towards something, I think when you're working for a job, as you guys know, there's always something in front of you you need to get done. There's a deadline, there's something you're working towards. As a retired athlete, ball player, you just kind of get home and you're like, okay, I have a lot of free time now, but I kind of feel there's something keeping me sharp. Nothing stimulating my brain. So you kind of have to go out of your way to make it so. Because for a number of years, you were just told, this is what you do, this is when you show up, this is what you do, and it's not there anymore. But so I think that's the key. I think as long as you do that, whether it be some business interests, whatever it might be, as long as you have some things out in front of you that you constantly have on the calendar that you're working towards to keep you sharp, I think it's fine.
Have you picked up a baseball to practice for your first pitch Monday?
No, I mean I'm the assistant coach on my kid's 7-year-old team. I'm trying to work towards the head coaching job. We'll see. I don't know if I'll get it.
Do you think you're qualified?
Yeah, I don't. Teaching kids is totally different. Like, I mean, it really is an art form with these parents. I'm one behind, they've been around it, but so going back to the end of the spring, I guess early May was when his season ended, and then playing in the park here. I had some guy the other day. I was in the park and my kid threw me a ball, like a ground ball to me, and I booted it. And some guy's walking by the park. He's like, "You used to get that one, Paulie." I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me!" This guy saw her. So I'm in the park right now playing wiffle ball with my kids, and people are walking by. They're like, "What the hell are you doing?" I'm like, "You're looking at it." I think I'll be all right for the first pitch. But I'll tell you this: the last time I did one, I was nervous. And, even though I've thrown a ball a million times in my life, to get out there and no glove or anything, not much people watching. I'll aim high, so no one wants to bounce it.
Well, you were here.
What's that?
Same as
Probably, I hope so. Usually guys, we took that from early birds to get
You were here before the break, and some of the fans leaving the game saw you in the hallway, and they were encouraging you to follow in the footsteps of people like Robin and Ozzie, and perhaps come back to baseball as a manager. Did you think about their encouraging words doing something like that?
Not really. I think for me, again, I've said it to you guys before, I was gone for so long. I played for 20 years, and 10 years without having kids. And I think until my kids, until I feel like I've satisfied, where they're in a position where I've done everything I want to do and they're older, and I've satisfied the things I want to do outside the game, and I don't begin to think about stuff like that because I totally respect these coaches, Robin, these guys who get down, back in, especially a guy like Robin. Like, Robin doesn't need to be here. He had a great career. He wants to do this, and he pays the price every day to be here, to do what it takes to be a manager. That's hard to do because it's not an easy job. I mean, it's like a total commitment. You're in early, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and out late every night, 7 months of the year. I totally respect that commitment, and I had a real good handle for it my last year. If I had not come back for my last year, there's a good chance I would have played out 2013 and probably got itched to come back sooner. My last year, I got a really good feeling of what's it like to be a coach, because I was on the bench a lot, and they kind of let me in on some things more, almost like a player-coach situation, and I think it scared me because it's not easy, and you have to put up a lot of things and do a lot of things that it's not fun, and those guys don't get paid enough, and for sure as far as what they're doing out there. So I definitely kind of walked away from the game kind of scared straight on if you're going to get back in this game as a coach, even front office guy, you really have to be dedicated and want to do that. And I was dedicated to playing so long, and I always was so focused. I'm not quite sure I have a bunch in me right now. I got to kind of get home and stay home for a while before it kind of builds back up.
Do you have more appreciation for your wife for all those years?
Well, I think with the kids, I think sometimes obviously I think that's in most cases another deal is for kids anyways, no matter what the household. Yeah, there's some nights where, I'm sitting there, all hell's breaking loose. I would really take it over 4 or 3 strikeouts right now. But,
easier.
Yeah, right, it would be easier. In fact, I told people, I'm going to go back and start playing so I can get some friggin' rest. It's definitely the kids. 10, 7, and 4 right now. And, there's never are you busy? I'm I'm completely busy. I can't tell you with what really. I just know I have no time. I can't even dial in. Game of Thrones comes on, I'll watch till Thursday. It comes on Sunday night. I can't even get to it. So there's a lot of things. Always busy. Always things going on. Some business stuff on the side. And, some golf here and there. Some hockey. Back in the ice. So, but it's all good. It's all good.
Are you looking forward to taking in the crosstown games from a little bit different perspective?
Yeah, I think there's going to be big crowds. I'm glad to see, from what I understand, there's big crowds. For a while there, it was great when I was here, pretty much up until the end. And it kind of started turning where it wasn't too much of a big deal. Quality of teams, maybe. Just played out a little bit. I guess it's going to happen. I always thought that was the best. I think those games used to play. It's the closest thing to the playoffs that you can get to the regular season. So, two good teams. I feel like obviously the Cubs are having a year they want to have. I think so. We'll see. I mean, hopefully it's like it was when I played. It's like every game there's something. You know, you guys know the cover. It's like you don't know what's going to happen, but someone's going to get hit or someone's going to take out somebody. It's like there's going to be something that like makes something like the story of the day. I feel like the last few years that's been missing a little bit. So hopefully it's good. Maybe it'll spark the boys here and they'll get going for the last couple of months.